And I do that by talking about what politicians believe in. These are the facts that I mentioned earlier today. We've added tens of millions of dollars to the Australian economy since we started. In the last 6 months, our company has grown over 200%. We have significant demand, growing demand for our products. And yes, we still need farmers in Australia. There is a possibility tomorrow I will be completing a contract which will be the largest farming contract for Australia has ever seen for hemp. Significantly larger than anything done in history. And this is for a plant that is yet not allowed for human consumption. So until that time, we still look for hemp foods, hemp seeds, and buy whole hemp seeds from other countries. So if you have hemp seeds to sell us, we'll buy them from you, because we don't yet have farmers able to supply until harvest time, middle of next year. And we won't have any to supply anywhere else in the world, because there is not enough available. Even next year, even at the best scenarios, will we supply just enough for the levels we're at today. And as I said, we've grown 200% in the last 6 months. Where will we be next year? In Australia, there is a small island in the state called Tasmania. Tasmania is the largest legal supplier of opium in the world. Tasmania happily grows poppy seeds and wholeheartedly supports growing hemp. Hemp has already been grown in Tasmania, in fact. Why? Because the Tasmanian state understands these products are not a drug, and they understand that they can work with legislation, which puts most people off, while they take advantage of the economic opportunities. So thankfully, with support from poppy seed farmers, hemp seed farming has been restarted again in Australia. And because of our market demand, we are able to support these farmers in growing with us. Today in our talk, I wanted to mention a little bit about the medicinal uses of hemp. It's not something our company is involved in. However, my promise here today was to give some updates in Australia. And I can say that I am aware that the highest levels of government are currently looking at also allowing the use of medicinal high THC and CBD substances for certain diseases, for certain incurable diseases, for final stage incurable diseases, in fact. So maybe we will hear some news by the end of this year from the Australian government. Maybe even before hemp seed foods are allowed in Australia, the medicinal forms of hemp may be allowed in Australia. Why? Why is that? Why are the medicinal forms of hemp allowed before even the food forms of hemp are allowed in Australia and New Zealand? Well, from our learnings, we have experienced that big pharmaceuticals can afford far more political lobbying than the small new industry. Thankfully this year in Australia, with the help of some crowdfunding, we have received some thousands of dollars towards our political lobbying campaign. Our company, Hemp Foods Australia, has matched that. We promised to match it and match fund that. Whatever we would get from the public, we would match. In fact, we have matched it 5 times to support political lobbying in this country. Because we realise this is the only way, is to communicate and educate, not persuade, just educate to the facts, the people that seem to not understand why hemp. Now, you may be aware of the rest of these facts, but again, I will reiterate them. They're very simple, very basic, but very important. Hemp supplies all the nutritional needs of soy, flax, and fish. Major crops, major industries, major needs in Australia. It has properties that rival these things significantly. It produces an easily digestible protein proven in scientific studies. It has a high protein content, from the whole hemp seeds of 33% to over 50% of naturally produced protein. Compared to whale soy, which are waste products, hemp is a really exciting nutritional ingredient. Vegetarians and vegans can meet their nutritional needs for essential fatty acids and protein through hemp. The essential fatty acids is the only naturally balanced source of these things. It's much more sustainable than fish. It has no heavy metal. It's a crop that grows sustainably in a little over 100 days. So we have flaxseed, bean, primrose oil, fish oil all in one. Most importantly, it tastes great. Simple but very clear need. So why did I choose to focus with Hemp Foods Australia? Because we chose to become leaders in community. We became leaders in the health food and hemp foods market here in Australia and New Zealand. We became members of the highest healthcare councils of Australasia. We're part of local food networks. We've been growing the Australian hemp industry now for some time. And between myself and the team here, we have over 3 decades of hemp expertise and innovation. We are licensed industrial hemp growers, licensed industrial hemp importers, and we are licensed industrial hemp processors. Some of those licenses show that we are licensed for drug importers, because hemp is still considered a drug here in some of its forms in Australia. We've contracted farmers in Tasmania, Victoria, New South Wales and Queensland. And as you may or may not know, I also founded the hemp foods industry in Europe, mainly starting from the UK. The basis of what we're doing here comes from the farm, of course. And we have a crop that grows in temperate, subtropical and tropical climates. Throughout Europe and Canada, varieties to grow industrial hemp are very clear. There's been a lot of investment of time, and some great people have done some excellent work in varieties that are required to produce the yields for the latitudes of Europe and North America. Here in Australia, we also have some of those temperate climates. We also have subtropical and tropical climates. And here in Australia, there have been a couple of, 2 or 3 seed breeders who have produced subtropical varieties of hemp that we believe will eventually lead the world in yields and capabilities. This year, we are expecting to grow over 400 hectares of dry land crop. And this is something new, something that we believe still requires significant investment and time. Something that, as an industry, is a challenge. In Europe, I've seen the ability to get grants. In Canada, I see companies being supported by grants. In Australia, not yet. We have very small grants so far offered to us. And we need more to really develop new breeds for Australia. We want to invest further in breeding trials. We do invest further in breeding trials, and we will keep increasing our yields and improving the nutritional properties, specifically Australian, African, and Latin American focused varieties. We are researching requirements for future market needs. What vitamins, what minerals, what omega oils are ideal to be bred within the hemp seed. We're also looking to increase the amount of scientific studies on the benefits of hemp seed and hemp as a food, so we can create therapeutic goods administration claims. We've invested also in market research, the reasons why people buy hemp foods products. We already know these things. So, who are our customers? I can tell you it's not people like this. This is not our average customer. When I first sold hemp ice cream based on hemp milk in the UK, we found that there was a mainly mature audience, the correct way of saying 70 plus people, and mums with young children learning about the benefits of this environmentally sustainable crop and enjoying the omega high hemp milk based ice cream I developed. These are our main audiences. Studies on essential fatty acids for brain development, for fetus and newborn kids. These are the things that we need to invest in today. So we continue to market our product and connect the facts with fun without using cannabis leaf or connection at this time. Now our market, theoretically, is mainly for the export market, because in Australia we still must have a disclaimer, the map that I showed you before. The disclaimers have been negotiated with the local food authorities here, which is to be clear that we're not using our products here for human consumption. So we can't show people how to make hemp smoothies. We can't show people our recipes. A year ago I was giving a free recipe out every single day for people on my mailing list, but we can't do that. We can't give hemp protein fact sheets anymore. We can't talk about the benefits of the essential fatty acid content of these products. And we can't go and develop ongoing products like ice cream, snack bars, muesli, milks in our country. We want to tell people to save the world and eat hemp. We want to launch these t-shirts. Are t-shirts legal? I don't know. But in the meantime, our business continues to pioneer Australia and New Zealand forward. And we thank the Australian and New Zealand community for purchasing our oil, seeds and protein, for rubbing on their skin, supporting the future. I hope my talk today has been useful and that you have learned that it is legal in Australia to grow hemp. It is legal in Australia to manufacture hemp of all forms. It's also legal to export hemp, consume hemp, well, oil in New Zealand at least, and we hope to consume all foods in Australia and New Zealand from May 2014. So thanks for learning today all that hemp is. Jobs for farmers, manufacturers, processors, distributors, wholesalers, retailers, transport. As our business grows and our teams grow, the people and companies that we rely on, that rely on us, the families that rely on us, making a living, making a future world, making their reality, supported by industrial hemp. We are glad that the global expertise that we learn from these kind of congresses, these kind of coming together, sharing of information, does make a better world. It does create new opportunities. Whether those opportunities stay in some countries like Australia and New Zealand, I don't know. Will that happen? All I know is, for now, we're going to keep giving out free samples of hemp seeds so people can do what they choose with them. Thank you.